Welcome, Francesco, to Metallarium Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about Fleshgod Apocalypse, this new album upcoming, and more things related to the metal world in general. So we are starting by asking, how are you doing today? And how is the band Fleshgod Apocalypse doing?
We're all good. We just got back from two amazing festivals. We played two festivals this weekend, Alcatraz in Belgium and a cool festival here in Italy. And everybody's great. We are preparing for the US tour we're going to have in September, October. And I'm doing great. I'm home with the family. I just got a new kid, so it's pretty hectic at the moment. A lot of a new guy screaming all the time for milk, but in the end, it's super fun, and so I'm very happy. It's a good moment, and I can't wait for the album to drop. It's next week, 9 days. It's 14th, so nine
Yeah.
days, and yeah, the album is gonna be out. So I really can't wait to share the whole album with the people.
Oh, great, great. Well, and during your discography, this is the first time that Flesh God Apocalypse took 5 years to release a new album, because always be 2 years, 3 years, and now since Veleno and to Opera, there is a 5 years of there is 5 years. So could you know why the band delayed 5 years to release an album or this album?
Well, the reason are two. The first reason is that we released Veleno, and then right after we released it, we got hit by the pandemic, so everything slowed down for that. And in 2021, when we were starting with like working in the fall of 2021, I had this accident which is the accident inspires basically the whole album, the new album, and it took me away, from the scenes for half a year, and then uh, a couple of years of recovery, and now I'm almost okay, but we started playing again in early 2022, but I can say that now I feel more or less 100%. And so it was a slower process, but yeah, we didn't want to force things. We needed the right time for the right inspiration. And during COVID we were in a way a little bit lost, so we lacked a little bit of inspiration, and we didn't want to force things. And after the accident, we felt like that this was a very important story to share, a very nice subject to talk about in an album. So the whole new concept is about that. So that's why we waited, and we are in a way happy to, because we never just made music for really just for releasing it. We always make music that makes a sense.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So into this topic, when do you start writing songs for this new album? And all the songs new, or did you rescue any compositions that were left or out of the previous albums?
No, we wrote all the songs right after the accident because we wanted to capture that atmosphere. And like most of the songs, we wrote the songs, I couldn't even hold the guitar, so we just wrote the songs. Me and the other Francesco wrote the songs, and in those time frame. And yes, then we started practicing, but no, there was no material from the previous album. We never have like that much extra. When we do the album, we always do the album, and that's it. It's never, there is not much time for extra stuff. We just pick the best, and the rest, we if it doesn't go on the album, it means that it wasn't good enough, so we throw it away.
Okay, okay. Oh, you guys seems to have steady pace of releasing new albums, which your last album was Veleno out in 2019. So what motivates you? And now there's new album Opera upcoming. So what motivates you or inspires you to create such a consistent release schedule, especially in an era where people tend to listen to albums less, and there are so many other releases competing for attention?
It's their problems. Not ours. We do what we like. We do music, and we want to put in the music and in the lyrics a meaning, and it takes time. You cannot just listen to. It's not. We're not the band that makes content. There are bands that make content. They are good for TikTok. They're good for Instagram. They make one single and then release all the singles, and then in the end they make the album. It's not our style. Our style is a little bit more retro. I would say old. What you want to call it old is fine, but we're not gonna change it because times change. We don't care. Once we're not gonna be listened by anybody anymore because everybody's gonna be too busy to do something else, then we're gonna stop. We don't have to do it uh, at all costs. If this makes a sense for us and the people that follow the band, then we do it. Otherwise, we can do something else in our life. It's important that we don't fool people. We have to be honest with ourselves as artists, and what we want to do is talk about true story and important stories. Otherwise the music is pointless. So in the end, we just do what is important to us, and in a way some people like it, but it's we never think about how we are going to distribute, or how we're going to share this with the people. It's it's something that we don't think about when we write music. Otherwise you write fake music.
Hmm. Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's my.
Yeah, yeah. So many bands and musicians see each album as a child, each one special in its own way. So, what makes you this special to you? So, and how do you work to maintain your classic sound while still keeping your composition fresh after so many years as a band?
Well, you like we got we are fans of all metal. We like everything. Like we are not just death metal fans. We are or symphonic metal fans. We love metal in general, and we love music in general. But especially in metal, we are super open-minded with all the subgenres. So I think that we have some kind of elements that always stay there, and it's the trademark of Fleshgod, and these are the result of some important bands that inspired us. Like all the American and North America death metal, or all the power metal, and this kind of influences in a way merged together in Fleshgod. So as long as we're gonna bring all these influences back, our sound is gonna stay fresh in a way, because we are evolving, we are adding new elements every time, but the trademark, the core is always there. I always listen to Morbid Angel and to Rhapsody, and as long as I'm still listening to Morbid Angel and to Rhapsody, then it's gonna be okay. Because the outcome is gonna be the some kind of the son of these two parents in a way.
Mm, no, okay, okay. So one thing that captured my attention since the beginning, since you release your first album, Oracles, is the names of the albums because you only choose one word to describe whole album: Oracles, Agony, Labyrinth, Kind, Deleno, and now Opera. So now, how do you choose the name of your album? Is it random, or do you try to convey that something that encompasses the concept of the entire album? Or also, how do you typically decide the order of the songs into this topic? Also.
Well, we always have a concept, and then we find a name to that concept that makes sense. And we always picked one word. And at the beginning, it was like we never had this, we never thought about it. But after a while, we noticed that this is we're calling like this was oracles, and then agony, and this labyrinth. And so we kept doing that. We always thought about putting the title track as a piano track at the end of the album, so that is another trademark. And yes, the name of each album has to give the overall idea of the whole album. So yes, opera is an opera. It's a story. It's a true story, but it's told and put as an opera with dialogues and characters and everything. And every song is a different act. So we wanted to call it in the easiest way possible to explain what the listener is going to listen to. And I think that it's the perfect name for this new album. And
Oh.
as much as Labyrinth was related to the myth of the labyrinth, or King was related to this story of the court and the king, or Veleno was a concept on the world decaying, or oracles about was about all this. It was more philosophical, as much as Agony was more philosophical, and it was about all these different deeds or behavior, or convictions of the people, so ideologies. So it was, in a way, every time was the album is not random. The album name is never random. Is we always picked it, and he has to describe the album itself.
Okay, okay. So now talking about the reception of the single, especially. So how do you feel the receptions of your fans and press has been to these new singles? And also, do you usually read reviews or criticism that get posted online? And obviously, how do you take it? Because right now I saw that some 10 or 20 reviews that are coming up for this new album are ready right now on the website or on the red.
The reviews, you mean?
Yes, yes. The reviews. How will you take the reviews in general? Do you read? Do you have time to read all reviews? And also, how was the reception of the singles by far?
Yeah. The people loved it more than ever. And probably the three singles were the most hyped and accepted single by everybody. We got a lot of love for those. Of course, there's people that don't like it, and it's important for them to let us know their opinion. But like, what can I say? You cannot be liked by everybody. It's normal. You do your thing, and there's always people that don't like it. And but less and less. Before, it was more like they wanted to, in a way, hit the band and say, this is shit, it's not good for me, or whatever, or I don't like the production, I don't like the songwriting, or stuff like that. Now it's way less. But yeah, we still get good and bad reviews. Mostly good, mostly now for this new album, exceptional reviews. It's like probably the most rated album we ever done. But if somebody don't like it, it's fine. I mean, as I said, this we are like pizza, no? There's always somebody that doesn't like it. It's very hard to find somebody that doesn't like pizza, but there is.
Okay, okay, okay. So now talking about the feelings that you as you mentioned there from the accent that you received after the Leno. So how do you feel about this new release compared to your previous one, which came in a difficult times on the band and also the pandemic?
No, we are super excited for the new album, and it's the most important album for me. So I am so absolutely, looking forward to release it. And after the pandemic, yes, the pandemic was tough times, as I said before, but things were restarting, and now we feel like we have a future, we have potential. Like the pandemic, the most problematic part of the pandemic wasn't the pandemic itself at the very beginning. It was the lack of hope. Whatever it was, your job, whatever, you started thinking, oh, what's going to happen to me, what I'm going to be in a year, 2 years, what's going to happen to my family, should I move, should I, everything was in a way threatened by what was going on in the world. Now you start feeling and having back this hope, like, okay, I can do this, I can plan a tour, I can do the band, I can make a family, I can move somewhere and stay there, without looking for a new place all the time. It's we are in a moment when, if you're looking for a little bit more stability, which is something that you really need when you do this kind of of job, it's possible again. So we are super happy, and we really hope that things in the world, in a way, the world goes in a shitty way all the time, but hopefully things are can improve, can become better. Things can become better. I don't know how, but hopefully. The important thing is that we don't lose hope once again, as we did with the pandemic.
Oh, well, okay, okay, okay. So, talking about now the promotion of this new album, Francesco, what plans do you have for this new opera? I saw that you will be inviting a lot of tours because that's normally now with Flesh Apocalypse schedule. So perhaps you will more release more videos. Perhaps you're already working on a different projects. Who knows? What kind of plans in general has for Flesh
We,
God
we will
Apocalypse?
uh, we will release a new video, and like a small video that is just an essential video for the live show that we play, that we are gonna release with the release date, and then it's mostly gonna be touring. But the important thing is that what we're gonna carry around the world this time, for the first time, is the biggest show we ever had, and hopefully there's gonna be the chance also, because most of the production is flyable, so it's possible that we can even do a show in Chile with some production next time, because it's always tough to go down there, with all production, because we fly there and we don't drive there. But I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be the chance where it's gonna be doable to do it this time. So I can't wait to come back to Chile. I love Chile, man. And it's like in South America, we always do the best show are always there.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Oh, great, great, great to know. So now talking about yeah, being a band with a varied influence, how do you see the issue of labels? Fans and media always try to label bands and start playing with words like symphonic, black, technical. Do you know this progress? A lot of labels right now, according to the press.
yeah.
So how do you describe your sound yourself?
Well, probably the word of the new album is describing the sound very well. Like, it's kind of opera metal, because what we are doing is on the musical side, you cannot say it's, of course, it's extreme metal, but it's not only that. It's not only symphonic, it's not power metal, it's not black metal. So you cannot really tell what's the genre. What we do is taking all the metal that we like, make the soundtrack of a concept, and then we bring this concept live with visuals, so which is basically opera, having actors singing like a concept, so more or less. So I would say that, yes, probably, the closest thing that we, if you want to use a label, is opera metal, because it's not symphonic, it's not death metal, it's something in between, and it's also theatrical. So probably opera is the best word to describe all this.
Mm, okay, okay, great, great. So now talking about especially one thing that I remember because you came from our penance, we got great band from Italy. Always,
Yeah.
I know that I there is a curious thing because our penance is like a seat from a lot of brutal death metal bands in Italian since 2000s because
Yeah.
from our penance born Fleshgod Apocalypse, then Hideous
Yeah. Yeah.
Divinity, more band. So how was your encounter with the first sound that you received in the Flesh God Apocalypse compared to sound that you create with our penance people?
Well, it's the Fleshgod Apocalypse at first was my own project. Like, I was in that band, and we were mostly promoting the music of our fans around, and but I also wanted to write my own music, and I'm having my own band. And in 2010, my band was grown enough to go on, and I felt like, what, I'm gonna do it. Unfortunately, doing both bands would have been complicated, because they were like two active bands at the same time, and we know that it's not very easy to manage. So in the end, what happened is that we found a replacement for me, and the other guys went on with Paolo, and I started Fleshgod. So, and the people, in a way, it's yeah, at the very beginning was very similar audience, and then with time things changed, and we became more symphonic and stuff, and so we also, our audience changed, and it's a different audience, but we still have a lot of people that loved our penance coming to the shows. So I'm very proud of that. And after all these years, we have a brand new band with the members of our penance, Giulio and Marco. It's called Coffin Bird, which is more like a death metal, super like HM2, North European kind of death metal style band. And we do it because we love it. It's for fun.
Mm, okay, okay. Other detail that for me was a completely successful, especially for the sound, is when I remember when I hear for the first time Oracles, great album, at brutal death metal weight. But when you decide to create Agony, the things change completely until now. So when at the time when you create Agony, and so how was the things changed? How the things were there? Because how was your inspiration came? Or where does the inspiration come
Oh
from?
well, we wanted when we did the oracles, we wanted already to do something like Agony, but the guy that is Francesco, the other Francesco, because oracles, I wrote the oracles alone, and Francesco just put some stuff in here and there because he had a different job, and I was telling him, you know, you have to leave your job, you have to, we have to try, and then he was like, no, I'm not leaving my job, and it's like it took us years to see if we could make the all orchestration all over the music, and then with Agony we managed, but I think that maturity for the sound came with King. So I would say that, yeah, at first we tried, we with Labyrinth we pushed as much as we could, but we started refining the things with King and then with Veleno, and now I think we perfection the whole process with opera. So yes, this is more or less how it worked. So yeah, the first album lacks a lot of orchestrations because he wasn't in the band at that time. But right after we released that and we started touring, he joined the band. So
Okay, okay. Okay, now talking about especially from Agony, 13 years past has have since your great milestone Agony that was created. That album is considered for a lot of death metal fans one of the most innovative in of years, recent years. So how will you feel about this great reception that Agony has since beginning to now? And also I saw in a photo that you compare Fleshgod Apocalypse from 2010, so
yeah, yeah,
2011 to 2024. So
yeah,
how
yeah.
is the perception about everything? Obviously, you changed the concept of the death metal now.
Well, you know, I'm very happy to know that a lot of, that everybody loved it so much, and we love it so much. And it was five friends doing music together. So another cool thing is it's right that we took that picture because a lot of people think that we, you know, when bands when members change, there are lineup changes. They always think that there's some argument or stuff. No, for us it was just you know, Tommy wanted to change his life. Cristiano moved to England. Paolo, after pandemic, wanted to change job. It's super easy, you know. We hang out together. It's the same. Actually, the guys from that lineup were the first people listening to opera. They were the first people reviewing the songs and telling me, "Oh, I like this. I don't like that," you know. And we could even adjust in a way stuff to their you know, tastes. So it's amazing, you know, to have this collaboration, and I think this genuine feeling and mood and relationship, it's perceivable, and people also like that, you know, that the album and the band is honest. When we do music, when we do stuff, we release an album, we just don't do it just because we have to tour or we want to sell something. We do it because we want to make music for the people, and the
Mm,
people in the end enjoy it. So I'm very
well,
happy, very
okay.
proud, very proud.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I also seen that you have been working with Nuclear Blast Records for a long time, more than 10 years now. So how do
Yeah.
you describe relationship with the label and how important is it for the band, considering that nowadays there are young bands that choose self-produce and work independently?
Yeah, for us, we are an old school band for this. So we use the same process that many bands in the past used. So we have a great relationship and collaboration with Nuclear Blast. It's important to be with them because we can spread the music much more, and we really get along very well. But nowadays, with all these new technologies, it's okay even if you auto produce your music. It's not like back in the days. So I think the labels are changing their role in the industry in a way. So they are more about taking care of making, producing the whole album. And the distributors are different now, and the stores are different now, and the platforms are different now. So it's a little bit different than from back in the days when there were mail orders or everything. But it's just like with the press, but before it was magazines, and now webzines, and now podcasts, and so
Mm.
things evolve. And also label are evolving. And but we are very lucky to be with such a great label, because it definitely is it definitely is the best for us. So it's
Mm.
great.
Okay, okay. So we are very close to end this interview, Francesco, and we are close to obviously. So I'm talking about a topic that changed the perspective of understanding of metal worldwide. It is the social networks. And you now, as you know today, thanks to this media, metal became more understandable and comprehensible, and even lost the sense of impact, fear, of mystery that it had during the 70s, 80s, and 90s. When you talk about the Brujeria, the US band, and you believe that they were a narco-satanic people. I remember very well because I was there. Or talking about the King Diamond was thinking that he lived in a castle with demons, vampires, or a lot of things. Or Bruce Dickinson writing lyrics to only bother conservative people like Twisted Sister, this kind of stuff. Or ideas that said Satanism by many black metal bands that church in burning churches and most things. So now there's no mystery or curiosity that metal gave you on a general level. What is your point of view about this move away from the fear, mystery of curiosity that all metal had in before, and now everything is more comprehensible, and now with a lot of trends, now the metal is different.
What can I say? I think that metal and music in general is entertainment. So in the end, it's like this kind of mystery was part of this entertainment back in the days. The only good side I see from this is that you get to know better your artist in a way. And so if somebody is an asshole, or if somebody is a joke artist, then you will find out immediately. Just go on social media and you see how he behaves. It's just clearer, and that's it. But in a way, I don't think it's I think I always thought the metal was was about the performance, was about the entertainment. And if I go to a Merciful Fate show, or I go to a super cool show, I still get those vibes. I'm not just I don't need to see somebody burning a church to have a good night or get entertained. It's not that necessary. It's just I don't think that and also these people did a lot of bad things. So in a way, I'm happy that they cannot do it anymore. Otherwise, they go to jail. So I'm happy that in a way the things are more realistic in a way, and more practical than before. That's
Mm,
my point of view. But because it's entertainment, so you can keep the entertainment side of it without doing bullshit.
mm. Oh, okay, okay. So now, as one of the last question is, one detail that has been talked about a lot is about the impact of Cannibal Core lyrics. As you can see, the social medias are talking about now the with the songs of Necropedophile from Cannibal Core has a huge impact, especially for the Generation C. For the Generation C, and well, the new people they're not very strong like us. They just reading the lyrics and see that it's art. But these new people are very, I know, very rejected for this kind of lyrics because it's too strong for this new generation. And also, a lot of things happen with this new generation to try to to try to forbidden a lot of
I'm
stuff, especially.
I'm against any kind of censorship.
Okay.
That's it. That's my point of view. Super easy, super fast. I am against. This is entertainment. If you don't get it, stay away from it.
Hmm? Okay. Okay. Well,
Cannibal Corpse, they don't fuck children. Understand? They don't go and fuck children. If you're not able to understand that, you are not able to understand this art. It's just like watching a horror movie and think that people die for real. It's the same thing. It's fucking entertainment. So every kind of censorship is bad.
well, okay, okay. And what's your opinion about the last comments that Jack Gibson from Exodus said that the music industry is dead now?
Well, it's not is saying that the truth. We of course we have to go on tour and we have to sell T-shirts, and the music industry is not the same. Is Doesn't have the same health that it had back in the days, but it doesn't mean that we are not or we are not going to be able to perform or go around. It's just a little bit tougher. That's it. I've never been in the 80s. I've never been in the 90s where there were rivers of money coming from everywhere. I have been used to struggle to do this, and I'm very happy with what I have now. So I understand this point of view, but I also think that if I have to sell T-shirts to make my art, then it's worth it anyway. So
Hmm. Okay, okay. Well, Francesco, we come to the sad time of moment of this interview. I hope you enjoyed this interview as I did,
I
and
loved it. Thank you very much.
thank you very much for kind words, and thank you very much for your time. This new album is a great one, a great successful, also always from Fresco Apocalypse. It's a tremendous one. So maybe you have something to add to your Latin fans and Metallica followers.
Yeah, we can't wait to come back there, and we can wait as well to for you to listen to the album. So listen to the album, and it's gonna be out August 23rd, and then we're gonna come back to the Latin America and perform these new songs for you. I really can't wait to come back to Chile, and I'm love you guys. You are the best.